Yeah, so I explained that the door was locked from outside. And he was like, did I find out weird? I said, yeah, probably weird. Like, I had to be the one to open the padlock for them when I was coming in. And he said I should give it a few minutes, and if they do not um attend to me quickly, he would call because I sent their information, the address and everything to him. While I was there, two ladies came out and they opened the gate, they went outside. And I come up and I was like, this lady just went outside. He said, why didn't I follow them? No, the person I should wait for a few minutes before I leave. And I said, okay, somebody else is going outside. I should follow the person. They came in. Now the compound was big. Where I was sitting was very far from the gates. So they came in and they did not even speak to me. And I was sitting, I was back in the remember I said it was an upstairs, a one-story building. And the ground floor, there was an apartment there, but it was empty. I was looking inside and it felt like someone just packed out of it. There were stuff in it, but it wasn't something like wood and just feels like someone just packed out of the place. So I waited and then I saw one lady. Like they look like very young girls, so like they could not be more than 19 because I was slightly bigger than them. And one lady came with an elderly man. The man was wearing lace up and down. And she walked into the gate, opened the gate, and he left. She locked the door. And she came back. She wasn't going to say anything to me. I looked and I was like, yeah, is anybody going to attend to me? She said I should hold on that they would get to me. I sat down there for close to an hour. And my phone was getting low. My battery was getting low. And I got my partner, like, nobody's telling me anything. And he said, has anybody left? And I was like, there's an elderly man that just left. Why didn't I he asked again why I didn't go? And I was like, I don't know why I did not go. And he said, I should either start knocking on the gate or the next person that is going to be there, that's going to move out from there. I should just go out. I should just follow the person. So I was at alert. I was just like, panicking, waiting. And somebody just came. And she was moving. She was getting like halfway to the gate. And I just stood up. I started walking fast. And as soon as she went outside, I went outside to her, yeah, I'm going. And so and she said, okay. She locked the gate. She went another direction and I went out. They were like different girls going out. They were different girls. They were. So as I was going, I called him to say that I was leaving because nobody has attended to me. And this is getting to an hour, and I was one just sitting down, and the place was dead quiet. It was like I said, it was in an estate, and it was very silent. I was not hearing any sound from upstairs, from anywhere. And he said that he hasn't called the lady. That he called her, and she said she went downstairs to check for me, and I was not there, and I had left. And I said, yeah, I've left because this is creepy. This is weird. And he said something that made me very shocked. He said, he mentioned that my partner mentioned that there was a man that left, and this lady said there was no man in the building. She said it's impossible that for a man to collect because it was just only girls that they sew clothes and they were looking for someone to take record and stuff like that. And I said there was definitely a man because I saw a man leaving. But she insisted I did not see any man, that no man left. And my heart was beating fast. I didn't even know how I walked from there. Remember I told you I was taking bikes, bike would drop me here and then I'll take another bike. I walked from there to the bus stop. And I do not remember how I even got there. Like I was talking, I was panicking, I was like, what was happening? Why didn't anybody talk to me? Why were there while I was there, the lady while I was talking to my partner on the phone, we're talking on the call. She kept calling me, and I was like, she's calling me, and I said I should not pick. I should just leave. And she said when I didn't answer, she started calling him too, and he picked up.